Hey everyone, Rick here, and folks, just a game room tour update. No, not this room, though actually we can see just a quick little update of a small little shelf. Oh, I'm not sure if this is the final place for it or not. It kind of sticks out, but this was just an overflow of games because I have nowhere else to put any more, and they've been sitting in the back room, and this is where the problem lies. So here we go. This is going to be the before video because the back game room is getting out of hand. Now, granted, all this stuff on the table I just put there, it was all up on the shelves and stacked on the floor. And I figured, let's take a quick before video, see where everything is now, and see where it all ends up. So, yes, where do we even begin? Lots of just random miniatures. I was collecting Dice Masters for a while. Tons of classic games that a friend donated to me that are piled up back here. Just tons of figures. Obviously, lots of miniatures and terrain. This is all Dwarven Forge piled up there. That was precariously up in that back corner. And I'm sure if anyone saw that, you were probably cringing because of, I mean, that's gotta be how many hundreds of pounds of resin Dwarven Forge piled up there. Obviously, all of the miniature building authority stuff. Tons of stuff, unfortunately, stacked just in tubs. A lot of Eslo terrain from Germany. Back in here, this little wooden bookshelf, Eslo terrain, just packed all the way down to the floor. I have tons of battle mats in their cases and sleeves back in there. I know. RIP anything that's behind all this Dwarven Forge, but this is probably where this is going to stay. If I do ever have to get back there, I'll just have to do what I always do and pull stuff out and, dig in there. A lot of that is just more miniatures inboxed. And a lot of WizKids terrain. This was actually what kickstarted my whole idea to reorganize this. Was I had been piling the WizKids stuff just up like this, and I really wanted easier access to it, so I started sticking other things in boxes up, 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 pretty high up, and then we'll see what else we can do with it. And then here's more Dwarven Forge from all this. A lot of it is miniatures and accessories up top here, and then just tubs and tubs and tubs down to the floor of, and behind all that stuff of various Dwarvenite pieces. This is where I'm excited to now use this for something. I think this is where all of my WizKids terrain and figures are going to go. And then right here, all these boxes back down to the ground behind there are all Mage Knight Clicks figures just loose in those boxes. And random stuff, mostly Mage Knight related, down in there as well. Little PC down here, use it for like sound effects, or if I need to, honestly I don't really use it all that often, but it's great for if I wanted to pull up like sound effects and not use my phone or whatever. And then just tons of impulse buys that I've acquired over the years and stacked up. Finally going through all this stuff, I just compiled a whole box full of Descent 2nd Edition Lieutenants that had been occupying a shelf here. A whole bunch of old Battletech hex terrain there. Behind these boxes down there, just stacks and stacks of trading card game cards. All of this, a lot of what's in these boxes in front here are capsules. Refill capsules for my vending machines. Stuff that I haven't seen in years. Some more terrain I'm going to have to figure out what to do with. I started piling things underneath this table, which is going to go. And then all the way back around, just, floor to ceiling, Dwarven Forge, and other miniatures and various things. Tons of terrain that I've put together over the years. Most of it's foreground stuff. All those Creature Forge cases that I bought that time. Even more unopened Dice Master stuff. Mage Knight Castle terrain. This is all Dwarven Forge City Builder stuff. And I mean, this box is just stuffed. This was like the biggest, what was it, like the Imperial City Pledge or something? All of it basically is in this box, except for some accessories that I had over on the other shelf. Some of these boxes are full of Warcraft miniatures when they had a miniature game. Boxes of Mantic stuff for Dungeon Saga. If you've ever heard of that game, which is, I think I'm going to do something else with this stuff, because I mean, this was all back when I backed the Kickstarter, had it all painted. I mean, does that not look fantastic? And it's sad. All of these miniatures and everything are just hiding down here in these boxes. Boxes of miscellaneous. What's even in here? Oh, more capsule stuff. More capsule stuff. So I think that's pretty much what all those boxes down there are. And what I'm probably going to have to do, which I'm a hoarder, all of these inserts I would save for some stupid reason, board game inserts, if I had to take them out of the box for some reason. So I have tons of board game inserts that are going to have to go. Come on, focus. What are you doing? Let's go back up here then. More Dwarven Forge around the corner. We have the big, huge Ogre Deluxe Edition still in its shipping crate. Oh my gosh. And we no longer... these are empty boxes. Space Base had a bigger edition box. Escape the Dark Castle, of course, has its collector's box. Widower's Wood had its collector's box. So these are all empty boxes, folks. We no longer have the luxury of space for empty boxes. So my hoarding inserts and empty boxes is coming to an end. A bunch of Arcane Legion stuff down there. Do you even remember Arcane Legions? So much just gaming related content. It is absolutely insane. So this is the before video, and we're gonna see where this all ends up. And I'm worried that it's probably not gonna look much better than this when it's over either, just because where do you put it? It's just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I mean, it's gonna all end up in the same place anyway. All right, folks. Anyway, thank you all so much. Well, I shouldn't end it here because I'll probably splice the after video in here as well. So stay tuned and we'll see where this all ends up in just a microsecond. Okay, I had to show you guys some more stuff. I mean, it's insanity. Oh, the lighting's not going to be good, but boxes of promos, like probably from some of the Dice Towers Kickstarters. Just tons of content like these Blood Rage and Rum and Bones promos. Boxes of promos, but also, like, look at my old Game Gear with the television thing. Is that not absolutely insane? I remember staying up late in the 90s watching Beastmaster when it would come on over the air. That's insane. And then my old original Pokemon cards from the late 90s. I mean, yeah, we're talking like seriously first edition stuff here. Is any of this even worth anything anymore? I have just left this boxed up forever. And look at this. This little promo Meowth from like 20 years ago. Is that absolutely not just insane? I've left it in this plastic wrapper for 20 years. I wonder if any of these are worth anything. Like a holofoil Mewtwo? I don't know. No idea, but the treasure hunt continues going through all of these boxes of treasures. Let's see what we find next. Okay, folks, we are back. Oh my gosh, I am exhausted. It is about 2 in the morning, and I think we've done it. All right, so what do we have going on here anyway? Well, first of all, the table's clear, which is fantastic. There was another folding table here, which is no longer there, and everything on it and under it has been moved. All right, so let's go clockwise. Let's start over here and just go around. All right, so this obviously is my little workstation with every possible hobby product you can imagine that I very rarely use. Paints, flocking, materials, little containers, super glues and stuff in here. And I've gone through this before, but I mean there's tweezers, clippers, all sorts of things. Paints, containers for distilled water, tons of brushes. And then we come over here to this shelf. Okay, remember, for some dumb reason, I backed the very first Reaper Bones Kickstarter. So this is an unopened vampire package pledge. Because I don't paint, so I don't even know what I just got caught up in the hype, I think. So that's been sitting there for what, 5 years or something now? All right, lots of Clan War stuff, because I've always loved Legend of the Five Rings, and these I all just bought painted off of eBay. Some other painted figures, other Bones figures untouched. Lots of books, Clan War, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer. All of these cases behind the shelf, all the way down to the floor, there's a lot of this kind of Crossmaster stuff, Crowsmaster, however you pronounce it. There's Metal Reaper figures in there. There's more unpainted Clan War. There's Dungeons and Dragons painted figures back there, like actual that came unpainted metal figures from back in the day that I just bought. Someone else had painted. Tons of Dwarven Forge sets, of course. Like I mentioned, this is probably where they're going to stay for now. I did this before the video, but my entire WarLock Tiles collection is now in these 2 boxes here. Can you believe it? Every single WarLock tile piece are in those 2. In those 2 boxes there, one of them is clips and the other is dungeon dressing. And then this stack over here is all Dungeons and Dragons Attack Wing, including in those tubs. Miscellaneous role-playing game materials. Don't even ask if you don't know what Rock Battle Pit is. That's another dumb impulse buy. All the Dungeons and Laser stuff you may have seen from my last videos in that box. I should have written what's on this box here. I think it is painted scenery, like houses and stuff like that. And again, this bookshelf here is all Eslo terrain all the way to the floor. And then my Citadel Realm of Battle game board that Blue Table Painting flocked and painted for me. All of my battle mats are back there. I need to pick up the pace here. All of my miniature building authority buildings all the way to the ground. Still lots of, everything's like 2 layers deep in here still. Still tubs of scenery. I've done videos on a lot of this before, but this is that kind of dungeon scenery. There's floors down in there. These are factory walls. All of it's painted, of course. Little containers for tokens and stuff. Just a lot of Eslo terrain. There's videos on that on my channel when I got that big haul in. Fantastic terrain manufacturer in Germany. And again, Dwarven Forge from top to bottom. Tubs and tubs all the way to the ground. This is a game I developed, kind of hidden in this little trunk, just waiting to be played at some point. Here was the big thing. So this was now where I put all of my WizKids terrain, a lot of miniature building authority decor pieces. And then again, all of these boxes, again, down to the floor, is Mage Knight miniatures battle game, loose figures, more Mage Knight related stuff over there. Again, computer area over here. Nice. I can walk around the table now. Oh, fantastic. This Deluxe Tunnels and Trolls binder is just really cool. You can use it as a GM screen because it's one of those that pops out. If I can even get it to do it now. But I use it for my game of Arrows and Blades Underground. This little chest here contains just all my prototype components and rules for virtually a lot of the games that I've come up with myself. Here's just the tower of impulse buys. More of that ROG Battle Pit stuff. Tons of Battle Claw. Remember when Mattel sent me YouTube unboxing stuff for Battle Claw? Mighty Beans, stupid stuff, Magic the Gathering game that was so just discounted as it was going out of production. And then I was able to really pack the shelves in here. Attack Wing stuff, Dwarven Forge stuff, a lot of painted miniatures, a lot of terrain. Most of these boxes here are filled with capsules to refill my vending machines. A lot of those older games I was able to pile in here. Mage Knight terrain, a lot of foreground terrain. I put all of the Magic the Gathering Creature Forge unopened boxes, all the Dice Masters unopened stuff, all stuck back in that corner. More Dwarven Forge. That box back in there, just completely full of Magic the Gathering cards. This looks like a Flesh and Frenzy game, but it's not. It's actually full of Dungeons and Dragons figures. Fantasy Trip, full of all the stuff I pledged for. These two boxes here are full of Mage Knight unopened booster packs. This is a case of Minions and a case of Whirlwind. Here is a little thing full of Agricola components. All my dirt cheap dungeon stuff. It's in those two totes. And then, a much nicer, better look. Much cleaner look at all those Dwarven Forge sets. A lot of those older classic games I was able to squeeze in there. And some battle lore stuff. So that, can you believe it? Here we go. That is the final look at how we've rearranged things in here for the time being. I'm happy with it. My goal was to get the table clear and for walking space around the table and to be able to put some newer acquired things in a back up on the shelves and stack things up. So mission accomplished, I suppose. But yeah, so it was just a lot of fun seeing and opening boxes that I haven't seen in so long. All right, well, I hope some of you found this interesting. Little update tour, and I appreciate you watching as always. And until next time.